News, sports, education, and entertainment. Wake up, GI, with Jeffrey Smith. Brought to you by the Geary Community Schools Corporation. All right, everybody, we are back, and as promised, we have a young lady in here who's got a pretty cool business out there. I saw a little bit of her link earlier this morning, I believe it was. That was when I got the link sent to me. Chelsea sent it to me, and I thought it was pretty cool. As you probably know, just for being here, I mean, we love the arts, we really do, and so I think what you're doing is absolutely cool. And I was told that it's going to blow my mind away, and so I'm going to believe that. Let's go ahead and get into it. Why don't you introduce yourself?
So my name is Sade Carrasquillo,
Oh, repeat that. Slow that down.
Sade,
Oh,
and yeah, like the singer.
Sade.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and last name I got from my husband, Carrasquillo or Carrasquillo.
No, that's a very unique name. You should. It sounds like an entertainer's name. Of course, it's very appropriate for the arts. Sade Carrasquillo. I'll learn how to pronounce it before we get off the air. But tell us a little bit about it.
So I'm the executive director and founder of For the Love of the Arts.
Yeah.
And we've been started since about 7 years ago. I'm a wife and a mother of three small children,
Oh.
and I'm really passionate about what I do with young people and even those adults now that
Yeah.
we serve.
Now, first, before we get into the origin of what your business does and how it got started, you just said something that blows my mind. And I'm not, full disclosure, I have no children. I'm not a parent. I've only been a child, but I love kids. But you have three small kids. So how are you even embarking on some kind of venture like this and doing it for 7 years?
Well, yeah, my oldest is 5, and so I
That's
have
still, come
yeah, I
on.
have a 3-year-old and a 8-month-old now.
Wow.
But yeah, it's by the grace of God, and
Yeah.
it's I just have such a passion for. I don't know. It's like who needs a roller coaster when you have kids, right? You get an adrenaline rush every day.
That's a bumper sticker right there. Who needs a roller coaster when you have kids?
It's a
Yeah.
good time. It's
Yeah.
a good time. It's pure love, and it makes you a better person in so many different ways.
Absolutely, I believe
yeah.
that. Now tell us how this got started. So 7 years ago, how did you where did this idea come from? Your background in arts. First, I like to go from the beginning.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about where did you grow up and were you born here or how did this happen? Where are you from?
So I'm from Illinois, South Suburbs,
Nice.
Park Forest, Chicago Heights
Yeah,
area,
yeah.
all around, Chicagoland.
Right.
So yeah, and then I grew up. I'm a writer. I'm a poet. You
Yeah.
know, and I read poetry. I rapped for a little while.
Okay, so when you graduated, when you graduated high school, did you go to college or did you kind of go out here and pursue your dream?
Well, I did not go to college right away.
Right.
I did some junior college here and there.
Right.
I was kind of all over the place.
Yeah,
traveling.
of course.
It
Yeah.
was like pretty much my upbringing. I had a pretty rough past.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was one of those juveniles that was like in trouble
Yeah.
and those type of things. And so that gave me the passion for young people
Right.
who also are in similar circumstances that I was in.
Now, when you as you kind of recollect and kind of go back to that, because there's nothing wrong. Listen, the evolution is a constant thing. We're all
Yeah.
growing, we're all learning, and as I sit across from you today, I can tell that you are a very well put together woman. So, we just having conversations here.
Yeah.
So tell us, as you kind of recollect and you kind of put that in your story, were the arts or something like that? Was that kind of what kind of called you? I mean, when you kind of found yourself going astray or whatever, was it your love of music or your love of movies or whatever? Did you find some kind of solace in that?
Definitely, writing for sure. The
Yeah.
poetry, the music, it was definitely like a coping skill for me,
Right, right.
and a way to express myself.
Right,
So that is something that I value a lot, and I know is very helpful for young people or all people.
Right.
To find our craft, to find a way to use these things as self-expression, and also could be a coping skill for you.
And so you go out and you're writing this great poetry, and of course, nowadays you want to put that to some kind of soundtrack and put the
Right.
music. So, how far did you go into the music game? Did you kind of just dabble your big toe in it, or did you kind of, put both feet in, or even jump in the deep end of the pool? How far did you go?
Well, this was like my late teen years, so
Right.
I was in a group and we made a CD. It was back when you would go out and sell your CD.
Absolutely, on the street, yeah.
Yeah, early 2000s. So yeah, that's what
I was on Slam Your Jam in college, so you're preaching to the choir.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But it never really went too far,
Right.
and I know because that wasn't God's plan for my life.
Right, and so obviously, as you said, during your teens, your early 20s, you're kind of, you're saying, this is not going out. So then you kind of get into a little real life, right? I take it.
Right.
You're going out here working, taking care of yourself. You eventually start a family. So then let's kind of fast forward to the point where you start to think about doing something entrepreneurial.
Yes. So yeah, that passion. I was working with a youth group at the time
Right.
at my church,
Nice.
and so we had it kind of evolved from that, where we were already there was a need,
Yeah.
right? I saw a need for the young people to connect in another way,
Right.
and so being an entrepreneur is meeting a need.
Right.
So that's what it just evolved to that, and I said, you know what? I've always had a passion for young people.
Right.
The arts are an incredible way to express ourselves, and mental wellness is very important.
Oh, absolutely.
It's been impacting our young people even more with mental health issues.
Yeah.
And so what we do is we bring the arts with life skills, social skills, and mental wellness.
Yeah.
And so it's an overall look at the arts and how can we help people to not only just express themselves, but get new tools
Yeah.
while they're doing it.
Now, tell us a little bit about it. Okay, so you start your organization, your company, for the love of the arts. And at the time, were you operating outside the church? Because I saw the link. Now you have a physical location right now. So once again, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
So you started. Were you working out of church? Were you working kind of like on demand, or were you just popping up places? How did that go at the very beginning?
Well, so 2015, what we did was we bought a van and we were transporting kids.
You bought a van, that's
yeah,
the
we
best.
bought a van, and we did have a location in Hammond, downtown Hammond,
Okay.
a shared space.
Yeah.
And so that was our first location, and then we had a contract with communities and schools
Yeah.
in East Chicago, and so we began working in the schools right away too.
So now you got to let me know. Okay, now what do you do? Give me the programming of this of your company, because you get the van and you got a physical location. Okay, what happens inside that location? What do you do?
Sure. So we have all different areas of the arts.
Yeah.
We have dance classes, music, photography, theater,
Wow.
art, drawing.
You're like a community college.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and it really gives the artists an opportunity to expand their portfolio
Right,
too and their reach. So yeah, but the students would come and they continue to come and so we'll have different topics maybe for that day,
Right.
whether it's goal setting or positivity, and we'll incorporate that into that class.
Yeah.
And so yeah, pretty much every class is focused on that specific art form, and then it expands to these other areas that impact it.
Now this is kind of interesting because I've had a number of people on the show, and I also have some relationships with people who are kind of they run these artists in residence location. And is this the kind of situation? So not only obviously are you providing these services to the clients per se, but what are you also giving the artists some space to kind of operate in and grow their craft?
Absolutely. We actually were selected for our artist in residency grant from Artsman West.
Nice.
So yeah,
I see it.
Yeah, we were chosen from out of the whole state, and so it was really an honor. And so we have 5 artists who are in residency with us right now.
Right.
And they're working on 5 different projects. One's a documentary.
Yeah.
Different photography. So yeah.
Now is the curriculum fluid? What I mean by that is, you're not married to one discipline. For instance, you might do photography as you brought up now, but then you might move on to something else with that space, or or is it a constant thing where you're just adding on, and hopefully you'll be able to kind of attract and really kind of, I guess, house all the disciplines, as many as you can.
We have quite a few right now currently.
Yeah. So give me the disciplines.
Sure. Right now, the classes we have running, we have guitar lessons.
Oh.
Yes, we have hip hop.
I took guitar lessons, that.
Did you?
We'll talk with it.
Okay. We have something new that's really cool too, which is VR graffiti art.
Oh.
So they come in the VR virtual world and do art. We have
and they write on the walls virtually.
Yeah.
You don't have to clean it up.
Exactly.
I got
no
you.
jail time.
Yeah.
Cartoon drawing and charcoal. And so the premise is that we will present these classes to the community, and the most, as long as you get enough enrollment, we can run the class.
Right.
So
now, as putting on your businesswoman's hat, your entrepreneur hat, does that translate in I guess the community would benefit from this by having, I guess, art fairs, and you have these kind of open houses in which not only are your students kind of able to showcase some of the works they've done, the artists obviously get to showcase their stuff, and you also get to show people what you're doing and possibly kind of expand your enrollment.
Yes, exactly. And I think I mentioned, but we are a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And so we also partner with quite a few people that, for example, like Lake County Juvenile Center. We have a lot of those students come in, and Columbus organization, which has special needs children.
Right.
And so, yeah, we want to get to a place where we can have open events for the community to come and have free workshops.
Right.
We have, so all of our programming is very affordable.
Yeah.
It's like low so that people can actually do it because it's to reach the community and those who may not be served in the arts.
No, listen. Now I got to go back to the beginning because this is very, very impressive. So you're dealing with the juvenile system. Obviously, that's through the courts. You're dealing with the schools all over the region. Go back to starting up your board. I mean, because this isn't a one man job. I mean, this is very expansive, and you hear a lot of nonprofits and I know a number of people that are out here doing some very good work and things like that. But you're operating on a very high level. So how did you put together this team? Surely it can't just be you when you are over here being a mom to these three little angels that you got.
Right. Yes. So we have about 5 board members, and then we also have a great team of artists.
Yeah.
And so it's really just recruiting people who are passionate, who share the same values that we share,
Right.
and who respect what we're doing.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the team that we have right now is phenomenal. And they're able to, they all
How did you put this team together?
well, networking.
Oh yeah.
And,
So one day you were just you put this idea, you're working it out in your head. You're starting to put pen to paper. It's going to happen.
Right.
You're going out here making legit. Where did you? I mean, did you already have people from your kind of movement in the community and things like that? Where you said, guess what, guys? I'm real. This is serious. I want you all to be a part of my board. And it happened like that, or was it another type of organic genesis, as it were?
Well, it was people that I knew starting off,
Okay,
and we started really small. And, as you launch something and found something, a lot of it is on you.
Yeah.
Me and my spouse,
Yeah.
at the time.
Because I knew he was involved.
Yes,
Okay.
he's definitely involved. And so, we weren't even married yet.
Yeah.
So we got married maybe 6 months or so after we started the organization.
Yeah.
And so, his support and then just finding like-minded people and providing those opportunities for people that may not. And we even started out, we had junior instructors.
Yeah.
So like older teenagers that were.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Now, how did you pull that up? Because I just want people to listen because that's a frequent topic on the show when we're talking about, after school programs and really trying to get youth to kind of get involved in mentoring. Like when I was growing up and things like that, we used to look up to like the camp counselors and the RAs and all these kind of, they weren't that older than us, but they had responsibility. You're like, I want to be like Todd or this guy would have you. And it seems like we've kind of lost a lot of that, you know what I'm saying, in particular with the youth. So how did you go out here and get young people to kind of buy in?
Well, the cool thing was I was already involved with the youth, youth group at the church. So I think people that are already involved with youth, it's a lot easier.
You got the credibility.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, these young people, noticing, helping them pull out the purpose in them, and it's very challenging because they are still teenagers or right out of high school. But that helps them. It helps motivate them to say, hey, I can do this.
Yeah.
And then, but you have to be willing to really walk with them on that, on a closer spectrum than you would, an adult that's already leading a class.
So now tell us about if a person right now is listening, I'm sure there are a number of people right now that are in their cars or listening right now that are like, I think this is pretty cool. We're going to get into logistics of where you're located and all that, but what does it look like if I want to be a participant in this program? I mean, is there an age requirement? Is there an age range that you're looking for? And what are the fees and costs involved?
So each class has different age ranges that you can see on there. So a lot of them start like younger, or some the adults are welcome as well. So we're working that out. Our center is pretty new at this current location, so we're offering different age requirements.
Do you see yourself one day possibly expanding into like seniors? Because we
want to do that.
Yeah.
We do want to have specific senior classes.
Right.
So yes, and then so the fees right now are $95 for 6 weeks.
Okay.
And so it's very fair. Each class is 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And so you get a good amount of time.
Now, does that entail any type of, let's say, equipment or or at least workbooks or any type of stuff associated with that cost?
Yeah, so everything that you need, you come to the class and we provide it.
Oh, okay.
But like, for example, a guitar, we do have guitars there, but you wouldn't take it home if you wanted to, buy a guitar to practice at home.
Now, what level guitar do you go up to? Is the guy really a shredder? How are you doing? What are you doing? Playing come by you?
Well, no, we have a really good guitar instructor.
Yeah.
But we're starting with the basic classes, and then as people progress, or if we see a need for a higher level, we'll do that too.
Exactly. So, approximately how many disciplines are you do you have right now?
So 5 classes.
Okay. So as you said, guitar. What are the other 4?
We have hip hop dance.
Oh.
Photography.
Yeah.
Actually, photography and videography aren't running, but we will be opening registration for those again.
Yeah.
And so we have acrylic painting and the VR,
Yeah.
graffiti art, and yeah, I think so. Art, painting, drawing,
Yeah.
and music.
Now, the VR, let's go to that real quick
Sure.
because this area is full of taggers. You know,
Right.
you know it as well as I do if you live in Hammond. So have you really seen people kind of run after that? Because I'm sure a lot of guys want to show, or girls even want to show off their skills and some of their trademarks and things. Is that one of your more popular classes?
Well, so we've done a soft launch right
Yeah.
now. We haven't had our grand opening yet.
Yeah.
And so we've done this class has only been running about 2 weeks. We have 3 students in this class, and so
Oh,
it's a
it's going
little
to get
different.
bigger than that.
Yeah, because you can only do so many at a time in those classes based on the way the system's set up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
I
what
think
is your
there's a-
maximum class size in your, in your mind? What, how many people per class do you kind of see?
Well, I do think it depends on the class, but something like dance, we could do up to 12.
Okay.
You know, or even painting
Yeah.
or drawing, those classes can have like 12, 15
Yeah.
maximum, just because of our space and our capacity.
Yeah.
But yes, the VR class, it is only 3 can be on the headset at a
Absolutely.
time with the instructor
Yeah.
for that specific, for now, the way the program's set up. But
Until you get more VRs or whatever goes down the road.
yeah, well, we have enough. It's just a matter of the system, how they set it
Oh,
up.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's the cycle of classes? Because obviously you said it's 6 weeks, so I'm assuming that you have your, your start dates and your end dates, and people can't just come in the middle of a session and things like that, or it would disrupt the class. So, what kind of cycle are you operating on?
So we're going to be having our next registration. Well, it's starting to open next week.
Yeah.
But we'll start our next class is April 10th through May 20th.
Yeah.
So everybody can start registering again coming up here in about a week for our next upcoming classes.
And then after that, how much kind of hang time before the next cycle?
So after that, we're going to move into our summer programming. So that will be from in June and July.
Yeah.
And so we'll have a different set of programming for that as well.
And do you kind of, I guess, change the hours? Because obviously in the summer, you don't have to deal with school. Well, not everybody. Some people are going to summer school or doing other things, but are the hours different during the summer than they kind of are for when school's in session and things like that?
Yes, especially if we're serving mostly youth,
Yeah.
and we want to have more daytime programming in the summer.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. I really am impressed with that. So give us your physical location and tell me what the layout is. I'm gonna have to come peek my head in your place.
Yes. So it's 1115 East Bridge Road
Yeah.
in Griffith. And there is actually right now some programming I didn't mention,
Okay, go ahead.
which is called Little Creatives.
Yeah.
And so Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. we do programming for 6 months to 5 years old.
Oh my
And
goodness.
so we have a setup there where they can come in and do art, crafts. We have
6 months.
Yeah.
They're doing finger paint or something.
Yeah, and we have a soft play area for
Okay.
6 months, working on Tommy time
Yeah.
and those type of
Tummy
things.
time.
Yeah, and like the sensory
Yeah,
dash.
yeah.
So yeah, so all the way, we think art is important
Absolutely.
all the way throughout life, and those sensory opportunities for young people, and they can help them develop. You'll be able to see early signs of what they may be into, or
Yeah.
even to break away from screen time. We've seen the dramatic, increase of or decrease in attention span
Right.
because of the screen time. And so my 3-year-old, she's there. That's one of our.
Because I was going to ask that. Because
Yeah.
I want to ask you this because I know there are people listening. We started off when you gave us a little bit of your background, and I can't tell you, even though we're still talking about this, I'm still in awe about the fact you got a 5, a 3, and a 6, an 8-month-old.
Yeah.
And you're out here running this program. And so for people out there that are listening that are wondering, because that is an ongoing conversation that's been going on since I was a kid. How does a working mom do it? What is your secret? You got 3 little ones running around under your charge.
Yeah, well.
You take them to work with you, don't you?
Yes, I take them with me. I take them with me. I do as much as possible because I don't want to lose that time with them.
Right.
So I am blessed to be able to take them with me.
Right.
And my mom does help me. She is a supporter. She has him right now.
Yeah.
And so it's seeing like what you can handle and where you can handle it, and then delegating. I think part of being like a trailblazer is you also light other people's flames. And you want to help them to do the path. And
so would you suggest, or would you say that, for moms out here that are listening right now, and particularly young new moms, that, you might be a resource for them? I mean, not only is this like cool because of what you're offering, But just like you were talking about, your own kids are already a part of the program. And so for parents, new parents who are really trying to look to stimulate their young people and not just kind of have them sit around and wait till school starts, would this be a great resource?
Absolutely. And so it's those 3 days a week. You don't have to sign up for like programming. You just walk right in.
Yeah,
It's a $15 charge just for the child.
that's
No charge
it.
the parents. Yeah. And so you can come in and take a break, let them explore, be as involved or not involved as you like
Yeah,
with them while you're there. But you do stay with the children. But it's a great opportunity to bond with them
I think so.
and not have to worry about the mess.
Yeah,
I mean, as a mom, that's my thing. It's like if I can go somewhere, I want to do projects at home,
right.
but it's good that this mess after that
Oh,
mess.
yeah,
But when you come to our place, we'll take care of that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so you just get to enjoy the
Now for
project.
the younger clients, are there meals provided? I meant to ask you that.
So no, we're
Okay,
not
yeah.
doing meals at this time.
Okay,
In our
no, that's
summer
fine.
programming,
Yeah,
we probably will offer some meals for our young people.
right.
But yes, we have like a little snack area
Yeah,
if you
there you
want to
go.
get,
Absolutely.
juice.
Very BYOB.
Yeah.
There you go. Go ahead and tell people your name real quick. We didn't do that at the intro. Yeah, Sade.
Sade Carrasquillo.
Absolutely. And so give us your logistics. How can they contact you? Give me your website.
So the website is artsforlove.org.
Is that a four or FOR?
FOR.
Okay,
Yeah.
artsforlove.org because you're a
Dot org.
nonprofit organization. And once
Right.
again, what are your hours?
Our hours right now are 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then we have evening classes starting around 4 o'clock each
Okay,
day.
and of course, is there a number that people can reach to kind of set up appointments to maybe come and meet with you and get a tour and see exactly what you're up to?
Sure. It's 219-513-9461.
Yeah,
And so you can also find us on Google, on Facebook especially. We have a lot of content there. And
yeah.
Instagram, we're building that as well too.
Okay. And listen, this was a pleasure. I mean, this is some pretty boss stuff that you're doing right now. You do know that, don't you?
Thank you.
You got a T-shirt, got a hat or something to give me? I'm gonna run around like a toddler.
I'll bring it back.
No, I really enjoyed this. This is for the love of the arts, of course. Once again, located in Griffith. Give me the address one more time.
Yes, and so that location is Love of Arts Creativity Center.
Yes.
And that's 1115.
Oh, you got the whole building.
Oh, well, we have it's a storefront.
Okay, okay,
it's a shopping plaza
yeah.
there. So yeah, 1115.
Give us a landmark. So give me a landmark. Where is it located?
Well, there's a beauty supply. It's close to the Menards on Ridge.
There you go.
There's a currency exchange.
I know
We're
what
next
you're
to
talking
like a Chinese place.
Yes, yeah. So you're right in that storefront. Once again, sorry to interrupt you.
Sure.
11 what?
1115 East Ridge Road in
East Ridge.
Griffith.
And Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you're typically there. And of course, as you said, Tuesdays and Thursdays, what?
So we're in the evenings all week,
Yeah.
and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the morning classes for the little creatives.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the best thing I would say is to go on the website or call us.
Yeah.
And then especially social media too, if you want to inquire.
Yeah.
But yeah, feel free to pop on
Facebook,
in too.
Instagram,
Yeah.
all that stuff. And of
Definitely.
course, your website probably has a lot of information. Can they actually sign up on the website?
Yes, they can. They can.
Okay.
So artsforlove.org.
Artsforlove.org. Once again, Sade, this was a pleasure. I want to wish you luck. I think this is a great idea, by the way. And I think you're going to expand and do some very good stuff. I appreciate this. This was cool.
Thank you so much.
All
I
right.
appreciate you having me.
All right. There you go. We're going to take a break. We'll come back.